exactly build it, I will show you how to build it. But this is just what it looks like, but this is how it works. Sorry, inventory is a little clogged up at the moment. Give me a second. And for all that build, I do a pixel. But this is what the build looks like. And this is if you want to guard your little farm from any intruders with a little bit of iron fencing and stuff. But this is how it works. This is the test button to see if it actually functions properly. And if it functions properly, it'll activate, and this is what will happen. Apparently I'm having so much stone. Oh, I had to reset it. Sorry about that, guys. Just had to check. But if it doesn't work, that means you have to reset the outside conductor. And this is how you reset the outside. It'll reset automatically prematurely, so that it will activate the gate temporarily and then deactivate. But that's how you reset it if it doesn't reset at the beginning. Actually, I'll leave that open for you guys to see. But this is like the test to make sure it works. But the test will activate the security system, which will be a temporary opening and closing. But this is the true function of what it is. Up. That locks it down, and the way to deactivate the device is by technically going outside the gate, which I was supposed to do. Sorry about that. You're supposed to, once you activate the switch, you're supposed to walk back through. And once you're on this side, if you want to get back through or want to get back inside, it's another temporary button that will only last a few seconds, which will then reclose the door right behind you until you deactivate the main switch. When the main switch is deactivated, then you already saw earlier, it'll reopen up permanently. And now I will show you the redstone, and trust me, it's not a simple redstone because you have to be careful, otherwise you'll interfere in other redstones. But I will start at the main switch right here. The main switch goes all the way around, and then does a corner flip. I'll do this side first. If you want to see how to build it, just pause the video for a second and measure out how to build it. This leads to this little switch. Over here, remember, you just have to pause the video if you want to continue to build it. And then this part right here, follow down here through the ground. Remember, if you guys also want to see it, just pause the video to see how to build this, which then throws to a connected cobblestone piping. And if you want to see what's on the opposite side of this, it's a sticky block right there, which this flows around and set these all the 4 ticks if you want to have it last a little longer timing, so that it goes slower on the closing process, which then it transfers through this one back up around to this, which goes into this block right here, which when the main primary is activated, this keeps it from being pushed this way, this one redstone right here. Which now I will show you another section, which is the other button, which this is the temporary switch right here, which you just have to add this little piece of redstone right here for the temporary switch. Now for the top, this is how you build the top layer. But first, before I show you how to build the top layer, I will show you where this all connects. So if we pause the video at this part, you can see, if you mimic the exact design, if you start from right here, where this is right here, and these are, if you're wondering what these pistons are, they are regular pistons. They're not the sticky ones, they're the regular. But if you follow this design with the regular pistons, where these two are next to each other, facing this direction, directions, and then you put 2 blocks away, and you can use any block as the main primary block that you know pushes. So it could be any block that pushes that allows the redstone current to go through. But these three will be, this one will be one down from that one over there, two down from this top one up here. But the redstone, this is the redstone you want to use. A 4-second delay, aka a I think 0.48 millisecond delay between each fluctuation, which will flow throughout these currents. And I'll show you this current first. So just pause the video at this moment if you want to know how to build this. Just keep pausing fast to see all these builds, and then it follows all the way up here throughout the builds and goes to these pistons that go and run down into these little bars right here. Just remember to pause the video if you want to catch up. And the second flow goes around and hits these ones, which hits the light, which shows that it's inactive. The lights are turned off during nighttime, so that you don't see them on during nighttime. During daytime, when you have it unlocked, they will be on. It's kind of hard to turn it opposite, kind of. I think. But then if you continue to follow this, it turns this way instead for, well, I'll show you in a second. This is this block right here, when it's down below, it's inactive, which deactivates these, going all the way here also, reactivating this. So it's a double inactive button. So this is the button, this underneath here is the real builds. If you pause the video to build this little section down here, this one along with another one, just remember this, pause it every few seconds, and also these are 4 tickers right here. But then this connects to both the button up here, which I'll go slower through it, but I'm showing you. But it connects to this button, which then temporarily deactivates this, pulling it down, and we're pulling it through. Now I'll go slow motion through so you guys can see all the builds. Actually, I'll go the opposite since I was going down here originally. But here you go, you can now see it in slow motion going through this area. And this is where you use 1 ticks, because you don't need all 4 ticks on this area. It goes up here, to the left, to the right again, up to here to the button, which is 2 away from the light source. In the next area I'll show you, if you remember the boss, will be this area right here, which is also goes to the button that is outside the gate. Which this also turns off a certain redstone, which you could pause the video along the way of me traveling this pipe. But this button deactivates this, which stops it for a few seconds. It will stop it for a few milliseconds, long enough for you to get back in through the doors, as we saw a second ago. And if you want to know how many ticks these are, you can look at my screen and look how many ticks each one is. But this is another area that leads to the side right here. And just pause to see how many seconds there are between it. And also this is the underground area for the redstone. And to try these I'm just using because I don't want to use the duo ones, because I don't know what these actually completely do for these comparators. I have no idea on those what the comparators completely do yet. But if you're wondering what this also right here is, what also allows you to deactivate it on the temporary scan. So this one goes up to this thing right here. So when it activates, this activates. When this goes up, this block activates because of this little sticky piston, and it'll send us redstone signal on the 1 tick delay, 5 out, all the way around to this, and it will hit this one right here. Remember, you can also go slow motion. You can also pause a few times if you need to see how to build this. And if I'm right, I hit every single part of the build. So if you enjoyed this tutorial on showing you how this works and how to build this, I hope you enjoyed. Because and just remember, you can pause every few seconds to see how each build goes. So I hope you enjoyed, and well, goodbye. Oh, actually, wait, before I leave you guys, I'm going to show you the rest of the builds so you can actually see what it looks like when it's fully built. So you can see the farm. Which this will all be done on survival, but these are just creative ideas if you want to see ideas of what to build on your survival. Whoever plays this in survival. But I hope you guys enjoyed the build, and goodbye.